Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the highly anticipated debate between JD Vance and Tim Walz. Two men who, despite sharing a stage, seem to come from entirely different planets. During debate, these people might change to become somebody else on this video, just an important FYI. JD Vance, the man who could probably argue that the sky is green if it suited his agenda, faced off against Tim Walz, the laid-back governor of Minnesota who's probably wondering how he got roped into this circus. Round 1. The opening statements. JD kicked things off with a fiery opening statement that was part campaign speech, part motivational TED Talk, and all parts confusing. I half expected him to pull out a chart and start explaining the correlation between cat memes and economic growth. Meanwhile, Tim Walz came in with the calm demeanor of someone who just finished a yoga class. He might have been one deep breath away from recommending a group hug to the audience. Audience reaction? The mood. As JD passionately advocated for his policies, I couldn't help but notice the audience's reaction. Some looked as if they were trying to solve a particularly tricky Sudoku puzzle, while others seemed to be mentally ranking their favorite pizza toppings instead of paying attention. It was like watching a thrilling Netflix drama interrupted by a local infomercial. Round 2, policy points. When it came to policy, JD had some wild ideas. He suggested that every American should receive a freedom savings account, which sounded great until I realized it was just a fancy name for a piggy bank. On the flip side, Tim Walz started talking about infrastructure and healthcare, and suddenly I was transported to a different debate where the topic was actually relevant and coherent. Then came the real entertainment. When they began to argue over climate change, JD took the "it's a hoax" route, while Tim was like, "Have you seen the weather lately?" My summer camp went from fun in the sun to swimming through the backyard in about 2 weeks. At one point, Walz even challenged JD to a game of Would You Rather, which was the best pivot I've ever seen in a debate. Would you rather save the planet or have a permanent burrito bar in the Senate? The audience erupted with laughter. Clearly, we all knew which one was winning in the popularity contest. The debate took a comedic turn when they fact-checked each other. JD claimed Minnesota had the worst education system. Tim shot back with, "If we're counting your ability to educate the public on basic math, I'd say Ohio takes the cake." The tension in the room was palpable, but honestly, everyone was just grateful for the comic relief. As the debate wrapped up, JD Vance launched into a heartfelt closing statement that felt more like a monologue from a soap opera. "I stand before you as a champion of the little guy, the underdog, and the all-you-can-eat buffet." Tim Walz, on the other hand, concluded with the calm wisdom of a man who's probably had too much coffee, saying, "We can do better, folks. Let's actually work together, not just throw insults like they're confetti." As the debate ended and the applause erupted, I couldn't help but feel that we'd witnessed more than just a political showdown. We'd seen a live-action sitcom with plenty of plot twists. Who won? Honestly, I think we all did, because now we have the ultimate ammunition for our next dinner party discussions. So here's to JD and Tim. May your future debates be as entertaining as last night's show. And may we all remember that while politics may divide us, laughter is the universal language.